had to take a break from the Maxx Crosby madness to address our guy, Aiden Hutchinson, but we're right back to it, man. This thing is getting more and more interesting by the day, literally going from Raider for life, not going to be traded, to now, wherever I'm at, I want to win, not part of a rebuild, all this other stuff. So now we fast forward to today. Today, Maxx Crosby's college had a game. They won 35-38. So it's so many layers to this. Now, we've talked about, I know fans want Maxx Crosby. We don't know if the Lions want Maxx Crosby. I'm sure all teams want Maxx Crosby. But could they afford to get him? Are they willing to make the necessary sacrifice to get a guy like Maxx Crosby? Because I think everybody is for sale. But we've been talking about whether or not does Maxx want to be a Detroit Lion? And I don't know if this was a mistake, if this was a cryptic situation, but every day something else is coming out and it's getting more and more diluted, if you will. Okay, so we know his college team had a game today in which they won. So this is coming from Kyle J. Richards' Instagram account. Now, I'm not very familiar with Instagram. It's one of the ones I do not use that often. This was earlier this afternoon before the game. So you guys might not be able to see it, but I'm assuming this is a post by Kyle. Says homecoming at the factory and Maxx Crosby Field. They renamed the field Maxx Crosby. Time to come home and win a ring. And then he @s Maxx Crosby. Okay. And if you click on this, it'll take you back to Maxx Crosby or his Instagram feed. Okay. So here's where it gets good. And I had to go find this because we'll get to that. So this is coming from Detroit Sports Podcast via IG, Maxx Crosby's IG via Justin Main Off. Now, I don't know what this means because I'm not on Instagram. I don't know if he shared it. I don't know what's going on, but you play for the Raiders. You take Kyle's story, reel, whatever it is, and you do something with it. So did he repost it? Did he like it? Did he do whatever? Sets the internet ablaze. Homecoming. And to me, if you ask me, you're not going to promote this stuff. You know where we live. You know what time frame we live in. You know a like, a repost, a share, a mention, anything like that is going to increase the speculation of whatever the situation is. So I don't know if this was intentional, if this was unintentional, not to say Maxx has any devious kind of intentions behind this, but it's quite interesting. So again, I'm not a IG user, but I just use some kind of detective skills because I wanted to look this up. Before I make videos about anything, I want to do my own research and find out as much as I can so that I'm not looking like a fool when I present it in front of you guys. So I went to Maxx Crosby's IG, okay? Now, if this was a story repost or something like, you got to forgive me, I don't know the terminology or reel, whatever it is. It is no longer here. It's not here. That happened at approximately, that screenshot was taken at 3:30 and put on Twitter. I'm guessing it happened somewhere between 2:30 and 3:30. Let's pause these. It's no longer available. We're going to go forward, and you got pictures. I even checked this here, which was from 11 hours ago. I didn't see anything in here about that post in this video. Go forward, 10 hours, 10 hours. So now if we're talking about, this is right around the time, okay, 6 hours ago. So 10 hours. And now we are 6 hours ago. Go through his whole feed. There's the win. He reposted that 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago. So it's getting more and more recent. So if the post was there, it was going to be somewhere back here. Sorry about the speediness. It's going to be somewhere. It's gone. And again, I don't know how Instagram works, but I know that whatever he posted is not there. And I also know, let me just go back so you guys can know that I tried. Okay. So I clicked on this because I don't know how to use this. I clicked on this and it takes you here. And it's none of these though, because these are from 1 day ago. So 1 day ago will put us this time yesterday. We know it happened today. All right. It's not there. So my guess is that he deleted it. He deleted it because maybe he knew the storm that it would start to promote, right? You have all of the stuff that's happened in the last 10 to 14 days. Davante Adams getting traded. It started with Antonio Pierce, and then Davante Adams getting traded, and then Raider for life from Maxx Crosby, and then the owner saying he's not going anywhere, but Tom Telesco is the general manager, so he's the one that's in charge of making the team decisions. But then Max goes from super confident to wherever I'm going to be, not part of a rebuild. Then I know you see mock-ups of yourself in Detroit. Your former college has a game, you root for them, somebody tags you on Instagram with your name about coming home to the Detroit Lions, you do whatever you did with it, and then you delete it. So it could have been a harmless share or repost. It could have been something behind it. I don't know. I do know that where we live, I don't think we are overanalyzing anything. I really don't. This is where we live. This is how I'm not accusing Maxx Crosby of doing anything like this, so don't get it twisted. But we live in a world, in a time where social media posts are ways that you can facilitate your exit from a bad situation. We've seen it happen time and time again. The Davante Adams exit out of Las Vegas was essentially really fueled by a liked post that was allegedly a mistake by Antonio Pierce. And that was the thing that really set Davante off. Then, if you look at Antonio Pierce, he says that it was a mistake, but he never called Davante Adams to apologize or to make that clear to him. And next thing you know, he's traded. So I don't know. I would love to know your thoughts. Yes, we can be where we're overanalyzing everything, but just like social media is a tool. It is one of the ways that I get to do what I get to do. It is, if you think about it, stuff is broken on Twitter before it's on SportsCenter or anything like that. And this is, again, not accusing Maxx Crosby of doing this stuff. He could have left it up there and really fueled the situation. But he decided to, in my assumption, I could not find that reel anywhere. If it's up, that's even a bigger deal. So if you happen to find it, but he has to know that, and I know even if it was a mistake, what happens on the internet stays on the internet. When I make a YouTube video or do anything online, whether my face is there or not, I realize that image will live on forever because somebody can make sure of that. Whatever is on the internet is somewhere deep on the internet, even if you think it's gone. So do you think that Maxx Crosby is trying to tell the Detroit Lions something, the Las Vegas Raiders something? Because this guy is not going to come out and say, trade me to the Detroit Lions. I mean, if you think about it, I wonder if he could go back and he goes back to the informal podcast and they say, what team would you like to play for if it wasn't the Raiders? You think about it, you say the Detroit Lions. Mike Florio said something in the video that we watched a few days ago. He said, when you are in an informal setting, the truth tends to come out. Sometimes when you let your guard down, that's when the real comes out. I don't know Maxx Crosby. Hey, Max, if you wanted to come after me, that'd do wonders for the channel. But I'm not putting words in his mouth. I don't want another Mike Lombardi situation. But this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Wouldn't say, I can't say either way, whether it is or it isn't. But I'm interested to know your comments. If you are familiar with Instagram, let me know how this works. I do not use it. I do have an account. I don't use it. Not very, I don't, maybe I'll start. I have no idea. I will be 45 next month, so maybe it's a little too old for me. I don't use Facebook. I don't use none of that stuff. That's why I asked y'all what y'all want a Facebook group, because I know that the young people like to use Discord, but my son uses Discord, so I don't know. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this was a subliminal, a mistake? This was a Maxx Crosby? Because let's be real, this is how everyone has gotten out of their current position. I mean, we've seen Quinnen Williams, Ed Oliver unfollowing people, liking posts. I mean, remember when Lamar Jackson was a free agent and and Jameson Williams liked him coming to Detroit and we all had a fit, right? So this is the way. This is how it goes now. But I'm curious to know your thoughts in the comment section below. This channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. This is not going to be over until November 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be a lot of mo, so be ready.